And are there any other people involved in your films, perhaps in the audience, you want to shout out?
Should we bring up, how much of a hootenanny do you want this to turn into?
All the way.
Well, first of all, why don't you come on up if you were in the movie in any capacity, on the screen, come on up. There they are. There they come. Do introductions quickly. Built-in audience, that's another perk of a big cast, right? Should we just pass down? Quickly say who you play.
Steve Donaghy, DJ in the Tri-Cities.
There's also legendary DJ Bill Reid. He was there, so he was also
I'm Steve Halbert, and I was the guy in Everclear sitting next to the fake art Lexus.
Grayson Malone, I was the house party guitarist.
Mathew McMillen, I play Laszlo, and I'm glad it made nightmares come true.
I'm Edward Hewlett, and I play Jack and Dino.
Where's Rossetti?
I've already lived it.
Oh, come on.
Come on down!
Dick Rossetti, everyone.
Hey, you're fired.
Oh, jeez.
So, next.
All right, questions from you guys.
When does
I
the
think-
sequel come out?
Huh?
When does the sequel come out?
Tomorrow.
He's got to live it first.
Yeah, I need to work some more shitty jobs and have some more disappointments. Good question.
Who did the Nirvana rant?
Who did the Nirvana rant? Todd A. That was me. That was me. Yeah. What else do we got up there? Hey, what's up? How about that? Go ahead. Oh.
What was the experience for you like making this film?
It was disturbing. I think it came out good though. I mean, it was worth him doing a good job and me looking like a fucking dork, but anything for art, right? I mean, that's the way it works, I guess.
What was the process like for deciding to do it? Like, you guys already knew each other? Did it take a while? Any convincing had to be done? Or was it just?
Well, I used to give him these CDs of all the on-air stuff, and he liked them so much, and I turned over this, he had like 300 hours of radio, because I basically saved everything. He had like 300 hours of audio that he listened to, and he kind of cherry-picked the best of. Isn't that what you did?
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, no, I kind of started it just because I wanted to hear all the stuff, so I would have put it together if it was a movie or not. I still would have done the work for the entertainment. So it's basically to entertain myself, and then it just morphed beyond.
Where did you find the young Rossetti?
Which one? The young?
Yeah.
My friend Gwen, that's her son, and I've known her for years, and he's a natural, you know?
Fantastic. Marlon.
I think he has a future in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you have to be directed to play your dad?
No, I lived with him. I kind of knew what he was like, back and front and up and down. Yeah, but yeah, he was an interesting study. God rest his soul. He was a fucking old man. I mean, when I was born, he was old, so, you know, he didn't like me listening to Bowie and all them fags, so it was fine. You know, he's a different era, different generation.
So all the ashing, he would do that ashing to his pant legs?
Yeah, I'd say so. I've heard just stories over the years of dadisms, so
I'd say the only direction is I said, well, here's the scene where you need to do the ash thing and the cuffs, and just dwell on the minutiae of that kind of thing.
He was also from that era where they used to put the cigarettes out in the dinner plate when they were done, which doesn't really happen too much anymore. But yeah,
Were any of you guys by chance at the hype screening on Monday?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to though.
Bill Reid was.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have a question about that?
Well, I'm curious, you know, that these are all kind of like reflective films about past musical moments, histories, you know, cultures, people, eras. You know, what does that make you think about where we're at presently in our kind of local music scene? Anything you want to comment about that, or like hopes, dreams, fears for the future?
Well, it made me think about it, yeah. Because that was a time unlike any other, the 90s in Seattle. And the big question was, did it ruin the scene? And I kind of think it did. I think the end had a lot to do with ruining the scene too. But you know, it's when you bring money into it. And now, what's happening now? It's so great just to go out and be a music fan and just go out and watch what's going on. You know, and I don't even think commercial radio matters anymore. I think KDXP matters. You know? So, yeah, I think it's healthier than ever in that there's not a lot of money and record labels fucking it up.
Yeah, I'd say it has to be a look-back project because radio doesn't exist in this form. So that became clear early on that it would be worthwhile to look at that stuff because it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it's been long enough that, how old are you? Do you remember any of this stuff?
No.
So it's been that long. So it's educational.
Edutainment, one might say.
Yeah, I don't think radio matters anymore. Me and Bill kind of get into it, but I don't think it does.
For the filmmakers, do you want to talk a little bit about how you landed on the techniques you used to, in like putting the footage together?
Should we start over here?
Our story was just chronological, trying to tell the story of the guys, how they got together, what happened, and you know what happens in a band. I think anybody who's in a band sees the universal elements of that, and it was mostly that technique was just the interviews.
But why now, Ben? Since you guys have had access to this footage for a while.
Well, this is it. We're breaking the seal on the archives, and so yeah, we hope to collaborate a number of more times and continue to put out the footage. There's a lot of faces you didn't see in this one, and a lot of Austin faces, people that were in Slacker that didn't make the final cut, and as we know, Linklater used actors instead of Austin residents. We've got the Austin residents, so we're pretty excited about the footage of just showing that weird culture that keeps Austin weird.
Techniques, let's see. Well, that I'd probably have to get into a technical discussion that would probably put everybody to sleep, but I don't know. I'm a collage kind of guy, and you just find things that work together and fill in any gap. Well, I will say this, the whole thing was constructed in a form that you could just listen to without any visuals at all and still get all the points and still enjoy it and still be entertained. So then you just fill it in. So it's kind of like animation. So that's kind of where I'm approaching it from, I guess.
Was when you did that splicing with the sound at the end, was that their actual marketing? Like, you know, when you were like splicing their what was that, their interstitial thing there and you did that thing, I seem to remember that was the actual marketing, wasn't it?
Yeah, if any audio is real, only the visualizations are invented. So what is invented in the audio realm is beaver and cock imaginary stations, but the forms that are used are true.
They're good stations, so you probably couldn't hear them.
The spirit of them is true.
You'd probably never be able to hear them because they do some shit, so.
Heavy music.
In back?
Yeah, what was the favorite thing that you had to cut out and why?
Well, amazingly, I think I put everything in there that I wanted. so I didn't really have to cut much. I'm not someone who works by putting everything together in a 4-hour lump sum, and then, because that's too heartbreaking. So I'm always up to date. So there is a 3.5-hour soundtrack that has stuff that I like that was never intended to be in the movie.
It's all the radio stuff too, and it's really funny.
But designed to live only there. So that is available, and I do have some copies of it. Hey.
I want to give a shout out to a guy who was the engineer at the station. His name's Dwight Small. He's right there. He's one of these behind the scene guys that you never hear, but they keep the radio stations on when they go out there and stuff like that. He's very important. He was a super cool guy, and if you're getting in that business, you make friends with guys like that because they control everything and they can help you out or they can shit on you. So Dwight, you're one hell of a guy.
All right, well, in conclusion,
Can I just say one thing? Yeah, I just wanted to thank Isaac and Dave Rossetti for having me on this film. The thing is, with the film, when I came in, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was told very little. I'm glad I pulled it off enough. But with films like this today, this is the most important thing that you would see, is because of the emotion and the capture of emotion on film. That is so much more important today than anything, because this is the thing that society nowadays is trying to take away from people, and you need to respect that and just vision your imaginations onto a film. And that's why I'm so glad to be a part of this film today, because there's so much emotion in this film. And yeah, thank you very much for coming out and seeing this, and I'll go ahead and pass over to the lovely lady here in the corner.
Thanks, Matt. I want to thank the Film Forum too for taking this movie. It's really cool place. It's really important. Thank you.
thanks for making it. Thanks for being a part of it, everybody, and thanks so much for coming by. We have one more, if you like music, we've got one more fantastic event in the festival that might be up your alley for the closing on Saturday night. Instead of a closing night film, we're actually going to have a live score by the local anti-surf band Baywitch, all with Washington State archival films, curated by the Moving Image Preservation of Puget Sound group, MEPOPs, the best film preservationist acronym that exists. They're a really fantastic group of local film archivists, and they've put together this program that Baywitch is going to do a live score for. So it's a proper way to close out a festival full of really terrific music films. Thank you for coming, and we hope to see you back sometime soon. And thank you, filmmakers.
Were there ballots out on the front table you were talking about? I want to remind the audience.
You sure can get those ballots and vote. They're on the box on the table right outside in the lobby. Audience award. Thanks for coming.